Hey YouTube, Dawson Ryder here. Welcome to my review for the PCS Collectibles Power Rangers statue figures for the Mighty Morphin Black Ranger and the Goldar, or almost said the Gold Ranger, and I had to stop myself. So the Goldar, there he is. But we are continuing this line. We started with red, white, and green. We've since gotten Draken. I think we're getting a Ranger Slayer. This one also includes Rita Repulsa. You can see it on the back of the box. And the box is now officially transitioned to the Hasbro era style of packaging that has like the artwork on it and stuff. So it's pretty neat. I do dig what they're doing here, and I think there's some pretty cool stuff going on. But let's go ahead and get started by talking about the Black Ranger first. Okay, so we'll start with MMPR Black here. I was actually pretty excited for this one personally because this is my favorite of the old MMPR suits, and Adam is one of my favorite Rangers, so I was looking forward to getting it after seeing the quality of the others. And I'm not disappointed. I only really have two nitpicks. One is, as much as I really like these coin stands, I think they're really cool and they look really good, I kind of wish there was a way to sort of customize the angle it was at. That's more of a personal nitpick. And the other one is there's a little bit of a paint mistake on mine. You can see this little piece of like white paint dripped on it. So you might get that. I don't recall having that many on my previous ones. And even with these, it's not as bad as sometimes even the Lightning collection. But it's definitely something to make note of. So if you want to get these, maybe pick them up in person and kind of take a look at them. So if they have two of them and you notice that, you can get the one that doesn't have it. So that's just definitely something worth noting. But other than that, I think these look really good. As I mentioned, despite my problem with the angle, I think the coin like stand is a really good idea, and it looks really cool, and like it has actual nice gold finish to it. The proportions on the characters I think are very well done. The helmet looks very accurate, and I feel like Black Ranger figures, for whatever reason, like the Mighty Morphin Black Ranger figures, always have a hard time getting the helmet right. I feel like I can't think of very many that have gotten it quite right, and this obviously isn't a fully articulated figure, but they got it right, and I think it looks really good. I think the black color looks good, the white color looks good. It's not like too dull or too gray or anything like that. It contrasts nicely off of each other, and they have like kind of nice details that make it look like actual cloth folding. The details on the Morpher look good. Kind of like previous ones is this kind of metallic finish, which isn't 100% accurate, but it doesn't exactly bother me. It does feel loose in here and whatnot, so you theoretically could take it out if this piece wasn't on the bottom here, because Goldar's does come out, but it's just kind of so you can twist it around, I guess, so you can orient it and whatnot. And then you even have some good details here on the Blade Blaster and whatnot. So it's just a really nice statue, especially for the price. Honestly, sometimes these statues around this price point can be pretty hit or miss, and they can look really cheap and not like the picture, but I'm very impressed with this, and I'm very happy with it outside of, again, the little paint mistake, but that's just kind of something that happens with almost every type of line, so my advice is just, you know, take a look at it in store. Now we have Goldar, who in concept I wasn't that excited for, just because I'm usually not into villain stuff all that much, if I'm being honest, unless it's something Ranger-esque like Korag or Void Knight. That's just kind of my thing. But seeing the pictures for this, I'm like, this has the potential to actually be pretty sick. And honestly, it is. I mean, I've always liked Goldar, so that's a plus too. Not like I said in concept, I wasn't super excited about him. But having the statue, it's a really cool figure, and I really dig it a lot. I mean, first of all, he continues the idea of the coin, but it's kind of like a what-if Goldar coin, which I think not only is a cool concept, but it looks really cool. I would honestly love to own a power coin like that to put in one of the Morphers. I think it's just really cool, and it looks neat. And if you couldn't tell by the picture, Rita is standing on the dumpster lid, which I think is cool. As I mentioned in Black's, his sword comes out, so you can kind of take that out if you just want him looking like he's going to be holding something else. But it's got pretty decent details on it. I would say it's kind of like the most dull of the rest of it. It's got a nice gold paint though. But if you're just looking at this thing, it's so accurate and it looks so good. I mean, the gold on this, I mean, his name's Goldar, but it really shines, you know, especially in person. The camera's almost not even doing it justice in a way. It kind of looks lighter, but it looks like a little bit darker in person, but it really is this great vibrant gold that it doesn't look dull at all. It doesn't look like that weird urine color we get in Saban suits sometimes. And the face details also are really accurate. It looks just like the show, and you know, you got good details here on the fake hair. I'm glad they didn't do like real like fur hair. I don't think they would, but just he's got all kinds of little intricate details in here. There's some kind of sort of phobia people have when there's a bunch of holes and things. I can't remember the name of it, but I feel like this is probably a nightmare for those people. But there's all kinds of little details in his armor, and they really nail it. Like I said, in concept, I wasn't like, oh, I really want a Goldar statue, but the pictures made it look really cool, and this is honestly one of the cooler MMPR collectibles I own. I think it looks really awesome. I think it's really great. I think if you're a Goldar fan or you've been waiting waiting for something cool like this for your PR collection, I can absolutely recommend it. Despite the fact that Goldar wasn't on the top of my list, this is probably one of my favorite ones out of these that I've collected so far, and I'm actually looking forward to them maybe diving into some other villains, like maybe Rito, maybe some non-MMPR stuff like Ecliptor. I would be totally on board with it. And, you know, he's got more details than other Rangers. You know, we have like all the Rangers in here. All you have to do is basically make a triangle with some colors on it and not mess it up. And with these, there's lots more detail on that, so you really get to see what a high quality is of it. So I definitely can recommend checking this out, even though I was a little bit more excited for the Black Ranger personally, because, again, my favorite Ranger suit. I think this is definitely the best of the set, and I highly recommend it if you're interested. So overall, these guys aren't perfect, but I still really dig them. I've always been into kind of statue representations of things I like that just look really cool on the shelf or the mantle or something. And you know, despite I'm being sick of MMPR stuff, I was actually pretty excited for these because, as I mentioned, Black Ranger is my favorite suit. And even though I wasn't that excited for Goldar in concept, I thought it looked really good and I was not disappointed. So I think if you're a fan of either of these in any form, I definitely recommend checking them out. They're really high quality and nice looking for the price, and I'm looking forward to getting more of these in the future, especially if we start branching out into maybe some more comic stuff and hopefully eventually some non-MMPR stuff. But that's about it for this one, guys. Until next time, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and climb the steps and ring that bell so you can hear my videos. Dawson Ryder, signing out.